Hello, hopefully you can see and hear okay. Oh, and I gotta turn this down because I don't want to hear myself talking to you. I am actually in the middle of changing out to a new needle, and I don't do this as often as I should, but I wanted to set a good example today. So I am just putting in a regular Schmetz universal needle. I am using 9014 today just because I am sewing through quilting cotton and some pretty thin vinyl. So it's not going to be something that I want to put a larger needle through. Hello, Wanda. Hi, Kathy. Nice to see you both. And I actually pre-wound a couple of bobbins. Now I'm going to thread my machine. So tonight we are going to do handles. That's not right. Handles and connectors. I think we're going to take care of a zipper tabs. And we'll see where we are from there. Yeah, I know yesterday was a really long one. Why is this stuck? Oh, let's see. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Sally. Hi, Carol. So like I said, I am just going through and threading my machine. Right now I have just regular Gutermann Mara 100 in my machine. And I just changed out my needle. I am using a Schmetz 9014 Universal. So it's not so long. So has anybody seen I know we've had a few zipper installation posts lately, and I was one of the few who actually likes putting on zipper pulls by hand and not using one of those like jig things. But I figure it is my duty to try all the stuff so that you don't have to. So somebody had linked to these towel hook holder things. Like, if I looked at this, I would not know that it was a towel hook. Would you? But apparently it works by, of course, where I'm sitting because I clean stuff up. I don't have a piece of fabric that would work for that. But basically, you jam the piece of fabric in here and it hangs like a towel. Hey, Monica. So what people have been saying is that they use this instead of buying the more expensive zipper jig. And they put in their zipper like this. Come on. Like this, and it holds, and then they just feed their zipper in. So we're going to try that out when we get to that point. Wanted to show you though. So I got this off Amazon, 8 of them. When I bought them, they were $12.99 Prime. I think I checked it a little bit before I got on tonight, and it was like up to $18. So, but the good thing is you don't really need 8 of them. I just bought it because it was a better deal. So let's start with cutting our zippers. So first of all, is this a good angle for everybody? Can you see what I'm doing without actually, like my hands being in the way? Just let me know if you have any problems with that. So I did go to Joann and I did find some more of my fabric. So I bought some more. And I cut my straps and I interfaced them and the rest of my missing pieces that I didn't know I was missing. So I am 99.9% sure that I have everything ready. And if I don't, we'll find out. So let's start off with cutting the zipper so that I can just put this away and be done with it. So what I am doing is, this is my number 5 zipper. And it says 14-inch all-purpose zipper. That's for the zip tab. So that's going to be for the main interior compartment of the purse. So because this is zipper by the yard and not a pre-made one, it doesn't have the, like, it doesn't have this extra area here that doesn't have any teeth. So we pretty much have to add to it. So what I am going to do is, oh, hang on, I want to make sure I'm measuring correctly, is to add an inch to that measurement. So it's 14, so I'm going to cut at 15 because it's going to be easier if I have too small or too big of a zipper versus too small. And cut with something that is not your fabric scissors. And then put that one aside. And then next we have the 12-inch all-purpose zipper for the front pocket. So because that one is visible, I am using a pretty matching rainbow one. So this is the number 3 zip. And it wants 12 inches, so I'm going to cut 13. Nope. And then for the inside, it wants a 9-inch all-purpose zipper. So I am actually going to use a pre-made one because it's the inside and it's not going to be seen as much. So I'm going to be conservative with the pretty stuff. And I actually decided to do this tan just to kind of break up all the navy because we have a navy interior, so I don't like to have kind of everything the same color. So I chose this like tan. This is 11 inches, so we are going to cut it down when the time comes. So let me put these aside. Let me grab my tape. And I forgot my ruler. Hang on. Just pretend like you didn't hear everything falling down. Okay, so we'll start with the connectors. So for the connectors, you are taking your pieces and you are going to find the middle. And we'll draw a line down the middle. Hey, Kathy. So because this is quilting cotton, if I just press down on it... Oh, sorry, let me move this over a little bit. Brenda, is that better? Any better? Barbara, my Juki machine is a TL2000QI. I really like it. I got it off Facebook Marketplace for a really good price, brand new. And we're going to fold the edges in. So here is my 1/4 inch, is this 1/4 inch? 1/4 inch 3/4 inches, 3/8. I don't know. Where's the edge? And beware, because this is the one from Huawei, and it is incredibly sticky, and I don't want to sew through it, so I just try to make sure that that is lined up in the center of the line. Let's see how well we did. Not bad. And then just fold your long edges to meet the middle. And let's trim off that little piece of tape that was left over. So then you are left with this. So this is going to go in a D-ring. So let me just clip it there, put it aside. Do the same thing with the other one. Let me trim this first. Hi, Nova. So how's everybody doing tonight? I know it's probably still super, super cold in most places. At least it was sunny earlier today. I haven't been outside after my Joanne trip earlier this morning. Put this aside for now. And grab our handy dandy burn tool to just kind of melt that edge. Oh, caught fire. So that it doesn't keep fraying. Kathy, where do you live? 61? That's so warm. Yes, Nova, thankfully they did have the fabric. So I bought it and I got mine cut. The weird thing is they have this same fabric but without all the little glitter. So I found the stuff that didn't have the glitter and I was second guessing myself and I was like, I swear it had glitter on it. Like, did somebody punk me and just like take a spray can of glitter and, you know, put it on this one and it's not really supposed to be there? But there's actually two different versions, same exact print. So thankfully I managed to find it. Oh, Kathy, California. Nice. I would take that weather right now. It was 80 degrees, Monica. I don't understand. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out this thingamabob together. I'm not going to lie, it makes me really nervous to take this entire thing apart. So I usually don't. Make sure I grab my correct zipper, and from the video that I've seen, the pull goes on the inside like this. So let me see what you are seeing, like this. So the pull and everything is on the inside, and the entire, like, I guess, head of the zipper is on the outside. So you are going to take your zipper tape and face it wrong side up or right side down, however you want to think about it. And no, sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Feed in the edges. Okay, this is really hard because I didn't actually stick it down to any surfaces. I literally just opened it. Okay, I may have to just give in and stick it to a surface and hope that it's not too sticky that it won't come off. Crap, that's pretty sticky. So let's put it, I mean, I guess I'll put it right here for now. I bet I'm gonna totally regret that. Am I just not coordinated? Like, I'm trying to get this in. These videos make it look so easy. Okay, I'm convinced I could have gotten the zipper pull on myself now. Put the edges in at an angle. What kind of angle? Oh, I see. It's the right side that's giving me a hard time. You know what? Let's do this. Seriously. Is it just that? Is there something wrong with the zipper? I'm sure it's operator error. But I cannot get this edge in, and I don't know why. Like, I am pulling and trying to tug it through, and it does not want to go through. Okay, I'm not trying to put this through, like, the wrong way, right? It goes in the top and out the bottom. Yay! Yes, Sally, you have to have the tape the wrong side up because whew, it came off my table. Thank goodness. Because the zipper pull is inside here. So the wrong side is facing up, and then you'll put your zipper tape in wrong side up as well, so that you get this. Okay, so confirmed, it does work. It takes some extra time to figure it out. But let's try it with a, like, this is so small and tiny. So this is the number 3. Oh, sorry, Sally. I thought you were asking a question if it was. Yes. Okay. Of course, I unstuck it, so now it's moving. My gosh, if I thought the other one was hard, this one's even more difficult because it's so small. Yay! Okay, so we're done with that. Pry this off my table before it sticks even longer. And let's take care of the zipper ends. So the zipper ends are going to go on your front zippered pocket. So these are my zipper ends. You are going to fold it under 1/2 inch. So take this, measure 1/2 inch. Kathy, what is what called? That zipper mabob thing? It is a towel holder or a towel hook. And then, since I'm using vinyl, I can't exactly press, so I have to finger press. I just have this extra piece that must not have cut off with my rotary cutter. Kathy, I'm pretty sure it's a towel hook on Amazon, but I can post a link to the one that I got later. Thank you, Robin. Lynn, it is worth it if it is something that, you know, works within your means. I mean, you can definitely make beautiful bags without one. Okay, so it's going to go in here. And we are going to top stitch it right here. So let me make sure that it is straight. Line it up with a machine, fix it because I know it slid. And let's see if I can do this with a walking foot and not have to use a hop jumper. Okay. Note to self, put something underneath because it does not like this vinyl, or this vinyl does not like the feed dogs. So we got this one. Let's check the other one. Actually, I'm going to wait on sewing this end until I can measure it with the actual piece and see how much of it I have to trim down, since I added some length to make sure that we had it long enough. Then we have our zipper tab. Where is the zipper tab? Okay, so main zipper tab, 3x4 cut, 1 exterior. So I did, but where is the zipper tab in the instructions? So we have the pocket zipper tab, which we did, because there were 2 of those. Okay, these are zip top panels. Oh, right here. So let me trim off the excess interfacing that I have, because it's going to mess up my measuring. Donna, you can find a hump jumper at a lot of places. You can find one at Joann. They're called Gina Majig. It's red. You can find it at Wawak. I got mine off Amazon. It looks like this. So I'm just going to draw my lines at 1/2 inch because it's the short edge. And then fold it in half, wrong sides together, matching the raw unfolded edges. So interesting. So like this. Okay, this requires an iron. Okay, so while my iron is heating up, thank you for posting the links, Brenda. I appreciate it. Okay, so for the strap, so I have 2 pieces. Remember, I cut mine at 40, no, 4 inches by 30 because I'm not using 1.5 inch hardware. I'm using 1 inch hardware. So we're going to put those right sides together. We're also going to look at how Tammy doesn't know how to measure. What the? Oh, Angela, I'm sure you do not want everybody else's negative 40-degree weather. Okay, so now that I brought this monstrosity over here, let me move this over so you can see. So let's go back to the main zipper tab. So remember I drew the line at 1/2 inch. Go ahead and press that down real quick. Yes, I ended up buying the 8-pack because, you know, I'll need 8 of them. Oh no, I hope everything is going to be okay and everybody's going to be safe and you can just stare out the window at the snow falling. I hate driving in snow. Okay, so now we match the raw unfolded edges together and then press that to make a crease. So I'm actually going to use a glass head pin because you can iron them and it won't melt. And it'll give me a flatter profile than, oh, poked myself, than say using clips, which Well, thank you, Nova. Okay, and then open and fold each long raw edge to the center crease and press again. And fold in half one more time, matching the two short edges together, and press. This is the most intense zipper tab I've ever seen, but I'm just going to trust the process. Okay, I don't get it. Two, like this. Is this 1.5? Yeah, I guess it is. Is it supposed to be like this? Or is it supposed to be like this? Nova, if you have your instructions available, can you take a look at page 17 for me and see if I'm interpreting this correctly? So, Inga, this way? I mean, I guess, because it says all raw edges hidden, and theoretically, all the raw edges are hidden. Thank you for your feedback, Inga. That helps. Yep, so I did that, Nova. It's that very last part. Fold in half one more time, matching the two short edges together, and press so that you end up with 1.5 by 1.5 with all raw edges hidden. So mine is not exactly 1.5 by 1.5. Surprise. But okay, so we're done with that. Open the zipper tab slightly so you can put it inside, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're gonna put this aside until we actually put it together. Yeah, so like this, right? Because all my raw edges are in here. I hate that edge though. But I guess that's where your zipper's gonna go anyway, so it doesn't matter. And back to our strap. So again, right sides together at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I see we'll have to do some more trimming. Maybe my stitches will hold, but I don't love them. I was using the thicker thread because I was working on a different bag project before this. So my machine is still on that setting. Press the seam open. Fold it wrong sides together to match the long edges, then press, and then blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're going to do our typical strap, except just going to double check my edges real quick, so when I trimmed, I missed apparently a big spot. So now we're going to fold wrong sides together. Okay, I don't know why it's so hard for me to like cut things straight and accurately. Especially with interfacing, I think it's because I don't care as much, so then it ends up hanging over everywhere and looks like a hot mess. There is a specific pattern, a wallet, that I was trying to make, and in it, the designer says it's non-swoon. The designer says that you have to like make sure that your measurements and your cutting is super, super, super precise because it'll make a difference at the end. You want to make sure that everything, you know, lines up where it's supposed to go and yada, 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 you know, like usual stuff, right? And I was like, oh, no big deal. Well, I was wrong. It was a big deal. So now I have a 75% finished wallet where not everything lines up, so not all the pieces catch, like the credit card slot pieces don't line up with the side pieces that I put for the binding. Oh no, I have a wrinkle. Uh-oh. See, I have a wrinkle right here. Yeah, Inga, it was super frustrating, but I knew it was my own fault, so I put everything aside in a Ziploc bag, and it is now in my unfinished projects black hole of doom somewhere for whenever I feel like taking it out, ripping out all the hardware, and starting over with a new material. Oh, Beth, I totally understand that. Except there are, I mean, most of them I'll keep around and it'll sit there, and I'm like, I don't want to throw it away. And then I realize I'm not doing anything with it, and I'm sure as heck not giving it to anybody looking like that. But we are our worst critics. Some friends and I were talking about ready-to-wear clothing today, and like just how bad some of the sewing is on it. Like your seams, some of them aren't unfinished, and like we're sitting here beating ourselves up that things aren't perfectly straight, and your seam allowance isn't exactly a 1/4 inch, and you've got ready to wear stuff out there that costs a ton of money that is nowhere near perfect. But such is the world we live in. Yeah, but Monica, I'm sure those bags are still gorgeous. I don't think it is possible for you to make an ugly bag. Like that, the green one that you posted recently. Didn't you say that you weren't a fan of that one? But that one was gorgeous. Joy, I am starting the beginning sewing stages of the Sydney crossbody bag. Right, Beth? I'm like, you have a whole tub of stuff that you don't like? I'm sure that's better than my good ones on a good day. Ow. Stupid pins. Okay. See, this is the not fun part of bag making or sewing in general, pressing. It is absolutely necessary when you do bags, but it is easily one of my most hated things to do. Take a water break real quick. Oh, okay. I need to remember that there are pins in here. I usually don't make straps from regular quilting cotton, so having pins in here is new for me. I like that name, Nova. Unmentionable bags. You just hide them away. I feel like your bad sewing days, Monica, are like because your kids are distracting you. It's definitely not a lack of skill or talent, that's for sure. Yes, and then we can go to Sunny Sewing, which is not that far away from her, I don't think. Go buy all his thread. I know Monica talks about this in her videos when she makes straps, but when you fold your raw edges in, make sure you don't fold them in like completely or so that your raw edges completely meet in the middle. Otherwise, when you fold it again, it is going to be too bulky. Yes, the forest green and gold one. Was the vinyl hard to work with, or what was the thing that was frustrating about it? Ha. I'm not going to let you poke me any more pins. So I actually really like these. This is a wool pressing mat because of wool, one, it's portable. Two, I can put it anywhere, and like I can put it on my cutting table and not have to worry about it getting ruined. I can put it right here, not worry about the heat ruining it. And because it retains heat well, I think it is easier to press. So I also like that you can just stick pins in it, which would be really good for making your own bias tape. But hey, let's be real, who actually does that? Just kidding, I'm sure there are people that do that. I think I tried it once. and then I promptly went to Amazon and bought a giant roll of pre-made bias tape instead. I knew somebody would like making bias tape. Okay, Kathy and Nova, I'm going to be sending you fabric, and you can just turn it into bias tape for me. Oh, see, Inga, I don't quilt. That is something that I have not picked up and am hoping to not pick up because I have enough sewing things without adding more things to it. Sally, there are methods of taking a square piece of fabric and cutting it in a specific way where you can get, like, I think you have to end up sewing like a couple of edges together to make one giant long strip. And it will, like, I guess it doesn't waste any of the fabric. I don't know how it works. It does work. I've watched it. Monica, that's so gross. You should have returned it. It is definitely not supposed to smell like wet dog. I mean, at the very least, you would think it would smell like a wet sheep. Okay, so we talked about the gap. So when you fold it together, it's not trying to like compete and make this edge super bulky. Because had I put them closer together, like, it's a lot thicker. So when I was brand new to sewing, I thought pressing was just ironing the wrinkles out of your fabric, and I couldn't figure out why they called it pressing. I'm like, why don't they just say ironing? Like, or why do I have to iron when my fabric's not even wrinkly? No, it's because you are literally supposed to press. Yeah, Sally, I figure my time is better spent elsewhere. But I'm sure one day the time will come where I want matching piping or binding, and I'll end up having to make my own. Hi, Deb. Oh man, I forgot about dinner. What was for dinner? I have only used fold over elastic on garments. And of course, I tried to use it with lace. And that was not a very good idea. At least for the first time. Yay! So now, our strap is done. And I think for that, I deserve some of my Trader Joe peanut butter cups. Like, look, are they not the cutest things ever? Mmm, chicken. I'm gonna move you a little bit. Using fold over elastic with what, like as binding on bags? Okay, now we are going to top stitch. I'm actually going to, do I have? Nope. So I actually bought some compensating feet off of Wawek. And then I decided to buy them in more sizes. And I'm trying to find one so I can show you what it looks like. Really? Here we go. So this is what they call a compensating foot. So there's actually a spring in it where this lower piece will actually go up and down. And this extra part that kind of sticks out down there, that's where you butt up your fabric to be. So if I went like this, this would be my seam allowance from where my fingernail is to the edge. So this comes in like a bunch of different sizes. I did measure this one and I wrote it on it. It's Sharpie, but it rubbed off. So if you have any ideas on how I can mark these and tell them apart, that would be great. But yeah, so they come in different widths, and there is right compensating and left compensating. And the great thing is they were less than $5 on Wawek, but I got it when it was half off, so it was like $2.50, and it is a lot easier than trying to sit here and read the lines on here, which I really hate. But it doesn't help if you are using something that you need to use a walking foot on. Forgot to check my stitches after I'd changed my tension earlier. Okay, so you would think that I would look at my stitches earlier so I could fix them if they were bad. But I mean, they're not horrible. I don't have any skip stitches or anything. Alright, let's see how this adjustment fares out. Alright, I think this side looks better. I don't know how well you can see it or if you can even see it at all. But okay, so now we have our straps or our strap done. We have our zippers cut, poles installed. We at least started off the zipper tabs. Oh, I forgot. Let's sew these. I hate sewing these because when your foot has to go over this, it is not the greatest. Actually, let's switch feet. Thanks, Nova. Thank you, Inga. Is this? No, let's see if we can use a zipper foot. So with the Jukies, or at least this Juki, you cannot adjust the needle position because it only stitches straight. So it is really important when you use something like this that you don't, that you line up the foot properly, because in the case of a zipper foot, it's the actual presser foot that's supposed to move and adjust and not your needle. So before I was using a Brother CS 6000 and a Baby Lock Gray. So that's the machine that I use when I need to use fancier stitches. And those have a needle that you can just like adjust left or right. And this does not have that option. Okay. I see something looping and I don't like it. Oh man. So it got to the part where it was skipping stitches. So now let me try to, I lost my bobbin thread. Yeah, Inga, you can get lots of bobbin feet that will work with these machines. You just have to make sure that they are high shank. Deb, I don't at the moment, but we have been talking about each of us starting one so that we could upload our lives and everything to it. So stay tuned. I know it's on my list. I know Nova said she was going to. I don't know if she has it available yet. So generally when I have skip stitches, due to it being too close to something like this, I will generally just move farther away. And then remember, when you pivot, to pivot with the needle down. Okay, don't be me. Why did I start there and not at the edge? Oops. So I feel like this might be a good time to use the hump jumper. Disclaimer, I have not actually used this before, so let's figure out what we're supposed to do. So now I can lift up my foot a little bit because my needle is in there to save the positioning. Do I put it at the back or do I put it at the front? Because I have to lift up the front or the back, right? Oops. No, I want to get closer. So. Hooray. Oh no. So it did not finish completing the stitch on the corner. So you can see the hole puncture from it, but so now the thread goes diagonal. So that's probably going to drive me nuts. So I will fix that off camera. So that is what we have planned for tonight. Tomorrow, I forgot what I have planned. I really should write this down so that I can refer to it. But it is definitely something that we can change. But I want to say it is just starting with the pockets. So we have the cargo pockets. I mean, this whole bag is pockets. So we have the cargo pockets. And then we put that onto the front panel, and then we put on the pocket flaps, and then we do the front zippered pocket that is behind the cargo pockets, and then you have the back slip pocket, and then you have the lining pocket with a zipper inside. So yes, lots and lots of pockets in this bag, and I don't know if I'd ever make this bag to sell. Holy crap, it's a lot of work. Between cutting and interfacing, I think it took me 3 hours. Granted, I was talking with you all too. So, the diagonal stitch happens when you don't let the needle either complete the stitch cycle, so it didn't completely pick up the bobbin thread to make that stitch, or it is because of some height issue. So like a height difference with your foot. That's why when you use something like a hump jumper, it actually helps because it levels out the thickness between this and you put it there so that your foot is always straight and not straight and against material that you're sewing instead of having air in between, because that's where you're going to have your skipped stitches. And Queenie, how do you fix the corner skip stitch? I rip out the stitches and then I just do them over. So if it was something that was in the middle of like a bigger piece, I would probably just rip out the ones around there and then try to blend in the new line of stitching as best as I could. But because this is just so little sewing, I'm just gonna rip out all the stitches and do it again later. And then I think I should have some packages coming this week. I got an Emmeline one yesterday. So just here's a couple of things that I got from there. So I got her strap caps. So these are the 1-inch side. So theoretically, they go like this. And then they have little tiny screws that go in on the back. Which, see, and this is why I love Emmeline. The screws actually match in color. So if this is rose gold, your screws are rose gold. Most places that I've bought things that have screws, this will be rose gold and this will be silver. So I really appreciate the color matching. So yes, it is in Canada, and you will have to wait for shipping unless you get DHL shipping, which is super quick. You'll get it faster than you'll get anything in USPS from the US. So I got these in pretty much every finish. So I got the rose gold, gold, silver, trying to dig to the bottom, antique gold and or brass, and gunmetal. And then from New Moon Stitches, I got these cute little gunmetal zipper pulls. If you have ever seen Hamilton, it's the Hamilton logo. So I actually bought some Hamilton themed fabric that I cut out as a hoodie. So I'm going to use this, one of these, as a pull on the hoodie. And what else do I have coming this week? I have a Sally Tomato order, pretty decently sized order that is coming, that just shipped today. So hopefully I will get it during the Swolong and I can share that with you. It's my first Sally Tomato product purchase. So I've purchased some of the patterns, but we will try out the products. And if anybody has anything else, you know how to find me. Otherwise, we will say goodnight for now, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Everybody have a great night.